I tried recording this already. Energetic boundaries and physical boundaries. We're going to try to just brain dump because there are so many different parts. I'm going to get better at saying this as I say it more often. I've already talked to a few clients about this. How to not let somebody's energy completely throw you off. If there's a personality that you need to work with or deal with in your family, roommate, whatever, I'm going to talk about that first. Then I might talk about needy, desperate energy, unwanted attention from men who are married or in relationships or have a baby, or like that kind of when you're attracting weird energy. So, two different things. One is how to not let a specific person or personality affect you too much. And then it's the attracting of the other thing. Both, yeah. Okay, so the first one, you're going to have to in your life deal with personalities that you don't want to deal with. And that could be because, yeah, it's somebody in your family or work. That's what I hear a lot. Like, either they're emotional or chaotic or something. You just feel like worse after interacting with them, maybe. And it's usually because you're kind of absorbing their energy. You might be making it mean something about you or taking something personally. Basically, you're being too open, potentially. I don't want to say you. Like, this happens to me sometimes too. So if something is affecting you so much about somebody else, first thing I want you to know is this is a lesson and you need to learn how to work with this kind of personality. And if you don't, it's going to show up somewhere else. So don't make the mistake of thinking, oh, if I just didn't have to work with this person or they were not in my life, then things would be great. No, this is a lesson and you're going to learn things about you by your relationship with them. And if you do not address it at the source here and learn how to have a working relationship with them or cordial and know how to protect your energy around them, that's a huge term, by the way, that you can think of with this, protecting your energy. If you don't learn how to work through this, and it's going to come up in a different situation, I promise you. So with my clients and myself, like, you can live an aligned, high vibe life where you're in flow, you are present, high vibe, okay? You're content, at peace, whatever. High vibe, high energy. And if you are not that, there is definitely something that you can do about it, no matter your circumstances. And this video is about a little bit of what you can do to get back there, to be there, to get back there, to stay there, even with these chaos variables or these variables that come in that want to throw you off or ding you down, okay? So I want you, if you're already on this journey, lean in more, or maybe you already know what things in your life make you feel aligned, make you feel high vibe, make you feel your best, and have that today is literally the best day of my life kind of energy. When you are in this energy, literally every single day feels like the best day of your life. And I want to help you get there if you're not there already. And this comes by noticing in your weeks and your days what makes you feel most alive, what makes you feel most energized, what makes you feel good, confident, high energy. So if you're starting the morning and you do a meditation and jump in the ocean and do your gratitude, see a friend, maybe you lift weights, and so you're feeling good. You're like, this is the best day of my life. You're pouring into your goals. Maybe it's your business or your mission or your family, community, whatever. You're pouring into something bigger than yourself or into your future. And then you go to work and there's somebody who usually it would throw you off, but you're up here, you're like, it is the best day of my life. I feel so good. I'm like refreshed, recharged. I had a great morning. And let's say you have fun stuff in the afternoon. You have volleyball, you have improv class, whatever you have later in the day. You're, again, pouring into your own self, community. You're doing stuff that makes you feel high vibe, high energy. If you know that you have that after work, that interaction with that coworker or something that usually would throw you off, it might not affect you as much, or it won't affect you as much as if you came in rolling out of bed, not feeling your best. If you felt neutral or already negative, like low energy, if you felt I don't know, anxious, depressed, and then they did something or whatever energy is affecting you, they're a difficult personality, it's gonna basically affect you way more, especially if you don't have anything after. Like, it could ruin your day or whatever. I don't, for lack of a better term. So, yeah, the first thing is I want you to have like an energetic buffer and barrier. So, like, if you have this much energy and they will make it go in half or something, or take this much away, I want you to go in already, like, primed and ready, like, already flying high. So, because then even if they do ding you, you're going to be able to get back faster, and it's not going to drop you so low. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, my friend has told me about this meditation where you take a few deep breaths and you imagine a white light surrounding you. So if you want to put your hand on your heart with me now and take a deep breath in, long breath out. Take another breath in and out. Another breath in and imagine a white light around you, protecting you. Like an energy shield. You can do this anytime you want to bring energy back to yourself and keep it within your barriers. They've done studies. There is science around your energy is emitting. Like, your vibration and your energy does. They can literally measure it outside of your body. So, and yeah, imagining this, it can help you maybe before an interaction or a meeting with this person. You kind of put this barrier and are kind of prepared to just have this shield up so that you're not immediately absorbing their energy and taking on their stress or anxiety or whatever chaotic energy. Okay, so energy shield. Oh, view it as a challenge and a lesson, which I kind of already said before, but can you be curious about it? Like, ooh, interesting, they said this and it really made me feel this certain way. Like, be curious about how, what they say, what they do, their energy, how it's affecting you. And then imagine that you are like, the way that I view it as a challenge is like, okay, can I stay strong, centered, grounded in this? Think about therapists, psychiatrists, I don't know. There are certain professions or whatever that need to deal with all kinds of personalities. What do you think they're doing? They can't be absorbing everybody's energy, or even the doctor or something. Like, there's kind of a barrier, an energetic shield that they need to put around. And you can do the same thing in your life with people, okay? So imagine that you're somebody who needs to learn how to work with all kinds of personalities. And maybe this is just the first time that you're doing it with this kind of personality, but like, you can do it. It's like a project. This is like a challenge for you to learn and to grow. And again, people work with all sorts of personalities. So take some of that kind of vibe of like, imagine that you're like a therapist and you, are helping somebody with a more difficult personality. Like, you're not going to be taking things personally, basically. Another thing around this, imagine like a parent with a kid who's throwing a tantrum. Are you going to absorb the energy, or are you going to stay strong and grounded and know that what they're doing has nothing to do with you? So that's where some of the mindset reframe stuff goes on. Mel Robbins said this one time too. You can imagine people in their own snow globe. They might be all shaken up, chaotic, whatever. Maybe they're complaining a bunch, whatever. They are in their own little snow globe. Remove yourself from being wrapped up in this tornado. Don't be in the snow globe with them. See them in a snow globe and you are outside of it. You do not need to be wrapped up in it. And sometimes this might mean you're not in there arguing with them. You're not taking what they say as face value. You're taking it as like a challenge and being like, okay, do I need to respond to this? And like, what's the best way to respond, instead of just taking it. You're almost not treating them like a normal person almost. It's like you can't immediately just respond with the first thing that comes to your mind, or be as relaxed as you would be with somebody that you trust and that you feel very comfortable with, you know? Like there needs to be some sort of barrier, and process, breathe, and then respond versus just react. Like again, and this all comes back to going into the interactions with a little bit of intention. This also reminds me, stop being surprised that they are the way that they are. Please do not. I used to get spun out by people over and over and over again, call my mom crying, they did this, blah, blah, blah. And I would go to my therapist too, and she was like, are you surprised? This is exactly the thing you would expect them to do. So now you know who they are, and if you still have to interact with them, fine. There are going to be people that you need to keep interacting with, but don't expect them to be different than the way that they are. And you can kind of laugh about it, or like when they do something crazy or whatever, you could just be like, that's them being them internally or whatever. And maybe you have somebody else in your life too that you're like, wow, I want this, part of me wants to be like set off by this, or mad or whatever, or annoyed or spun out, but you know what? I realize that's just the way that they are, whatever. And that's like somebody might be always giving you comments or whatever. Like, people could bark at you or passive aggressive or something. And it's like, well, that's the way that they are. Or they're always late or something like that. Just stop being surprised. Don't be surprised. There are also tangible boundaries, like if somebody is calling you and you immediately pick up and then get spun out every time. Again, is there a way to just respond? Like you don't need to immediately treat this person like they're the closest person to you, who you can just pick up and not really think about it. You might need to set a boundary of like, okay, I'm only talking to them at a certain time when I choose. You're not going to answer the phone. If they call you, you can even plan in advance. I'll text them or call them back when it's a good time for me. Maybe it's on a walk the next day. Something, and I say that because it gives you space. It gives you time to go in with intention, knowing they might blah, blah, blah. They might do whatever they do. And you walking and being outside is raising your vibe and you're getting something good out of it. So you're like kind of going into battle in a way and doing something that feels good while you're interacting with this person that you need to interact with or want to for whatever reason. I also, there have been many times like at work that people would pay me out of the blue and I would get super anxious and feel like I need to do something about it immediately, like very urgent. And so that's an example of how now I know within myself I never need to respond immediately. And that makes things less anxiety inducing. And I always know that I can say, I'll schedule a meeting with you. Or they ask, can you chat? And I say, yes, about what? I'd be happy to put something on my calendar. With all of these interactions, so you're going in with intention, you're also going in with a level of confidence and groundedness within yourself. So, being confident, feeling secure, and just like that laid back, chill, unbothered. Letting them be, again, snow globe, or like they're in a corral, like let them run crazy. And you're just like, I'm here, I'm doing my thing. You're not like on edge and getting absorbed or letting them make you feel urgent or anxious or whatever. You're just being chill, unbothered. Oh yeah, it's a growth opportunity. It's an opportunity to learn more about yourself. Is this showing something about you? Potentially. Like, I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, sometimes it's just because they're like saying your insecurities out loud, or they're saying things that you are afraid of yourself. I don't really feel like getting too much into it right now, but it's almost like if somebody says, oh, I hate your blue hair. If you don't have blue hair, then you're not going to care. So if they're saying something, though, that you are insecure about, there's a way to be confident in that, like, and own it more and face it more with yourself, and then you won't be as bothered if they say certain things. Like, there's nothing that somebody can say that can offend you, which is a related topic. But yeah, without going down the rabbit hole, I would just question is this, are you making this mean something in general? Because they could say something and you could make it mean, oh, they think I'm dumb. Something like that. When instead of just like taking it for what it is and not extrapolating it to make it mean something a little bit further. You know what I mean? Going back to the point of, if I'm not pouring into my own self, my own dreams, vision, taking good care of myself, that is when these things affect me way more. So make sure that you're doing that. Make sure also like your boundaries, like, are you spending enough time with the people that you want to? Are you spending enough time alone and doing the things that you need to do? Are you avoiding anything in your life? Because the more that you're just doing the things that you know that you want to do and you need to do, the less these things are going to affect you. But like, if somebody's coming in and taking your time and energy and you're not even pouring into your own stuff, or not even doing the things, your responsibilities, or like eating well, going to the gym, getting your work done, and whatever, it's going to affect you way more. So it comes back to, and that will help you stay grounded and confident, build that self-trust and all that. Oh yeah, because when you have like a personality like this, something that can help, like if it's a boss or something, then if you're planning vacations, if you have things to look forward to, like you can just make sure that you're pouring into your own stuff too, and it can help you deal with it more. And also remove yourself a little bit, and it helps you to just see the bigger picture and know that this isn't forever, this isn't every day. And again, the way that you feel when you are really in that expansive mode and confident and all that stuff, like, you know how it is. Like, you get into these modes where like nothing could affect you if you're just like high on life and have super exciting things that you're doing. And then I'll just say, like, Abraham Hicks is a good YouTube thing that I have listened to a lot, that helps you to remember to choose the things that feel good and give you joy. And if you're feeling resistance or anger, or I don't know, if you're feeling anything but the joy, there's always a way that you can view something, a way that you can turn, a decision that you can make, a place to put your attention where you feel good. And if you're not feeling that, there is something that you can do about it. And these videos help me to remember to do that. I think I might have a whole playlist that's public on here for Abraham Hicks if you want to try that out, or let me know if you want a specific video. Real quick, I'll try to touch on, I used to have on my phone backgrounds, like, I'm not responsible for other people's energy, something like that. Like, yeah. Okay, yeah, I don't know if I can get into it that much today, but with the desperate or needy energy too, or like people contacting you that you don't want to, eventually, basically you just can't be, I'm learning you can't be your fullest, openest, most open-hearted self and bubbly, whatever, to everybody. Especially if you're finding that you're attracting energies that make you feel bad, lower vibration, guilty, whatever. And one thing that has helped is that you're not responsible for anybody else's experience. You're not responsible to be the sole emotional support. You're not responsible for their weekend plans. You're not responsible for making sure that they have friends. You're not responsible for their mood. And then if guys are reaching out that shouldn't be or that are making you uncomfortable, I really think the best thing is to stop responding to them. I don't think there's a need to have a huge conversation unless it's like extreme. Just like not responding to them, and not making eye contact with them if you have to be in a situation with them, and keeping your interaction short, not being yourself. Because I know a lot of you are friendly and very like, but if there's a guy that has a girlfriend or a wife or whatever, and he's being very friendly to you and like seeking you out, or even if he doesn't, but it's somebody who's trying to date you and you don't want to, I think it's best to kind of put up that shield and just be like, okay, we're not putting more energy into this relationship. We're just being, hi, how are you? If they approach you first, versus the most open self that you can be. if you want more on that, let me know. I do want to think about this a little bit more, and it's already been 20 minutes, so I'm going to wrap up here. I hope that this is helpful. I know it might be a little bit scattered, but happy to answer individual questions or go back and forth. Hit subscribe and like if you found this helpful. My name is Emily. I'm a mindset coach. You can find me on Instagram at the same handle as my YouTube. How I Live My Life, HOWE, I Live My Life. I'm always in the DMs helping people, and you can send voice messages and stuff about your particular situation. Would love to know what you found helpful from this, what other things you do to protect your energy. In the comments, drop them below, and I'll see you next time.